Hi everyone, it's 1:30, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. My name is Jenny Anderson, and thank you so much for attending our Media Intelligence Center Periodical Analyzer training session today. I'd like to start out with a quick tip and suggestion. Just please use Chrome or Firefox as your internet browser when you're using the Media Intelligence Center. We just find that either of those options work better for you. I'm going to go ahead and log into the Media Intelligence Center. This is our main website here, auditedmedia.com. Go up to the menu. I'm going to go into Login, Media Intelligence Center. And we're going to go ahead and go in the returning user side. If you need login credentials, go ahead and give us a call at 224-366-6339, and we'll get you a temporary username and password to create your credentials. So here I'm going to log in, and this is the main page of the Media Intelligence Center. So here, today, we're looking at magazine media. So over here on the left-hand side, I'm going to go ahead and put a check mark right to the left of magazine media. So there's a few ways that you can access magazine media in the Media Intelligence Center. I'm going to go over a couple of those ways. First, let's go over filters. So on the left-hand side, there's a few ways that you can broaden your search or narrow it, and that's with filters. So I just chose media, so that took us down from our broad database that had newspapers, B2B, farm titles, down to our consumer magazine media field. So we have 373 US and Canadian consumer magazines. And now we go down to our country field. So you can look at US separate from Canadian if you wanted to go ahead and click the US filter, or you can just look at Canadian publications by selecting Canada. Now you've got just your Canadian publications listed here. Or you can keep both in play by not selecting either of those selections under country. You also have circulation filter. If you decided that you wanted to look at magazines that had a specific circulation, this would where you would use that filter. Let's say you wanted to access 100,000 circulation and greater. You would just start selecting your circulation filters, and now you see your list is down to 255, which you could then pull these 255 publications into the periodical analyzer, which I'll show you in a few minutes. You would simply select this box to the left of media property and pull these into the periodical analyzer. So that's how you would use the circulation filter. So I'm going to deselect these and continue to show you a couple other filters. You could also use the parent company filter. This is a very popular filter because some people will come in and they'll want to take a look at a particular parent company. So let's say you wanted to look at Hearst publications. You could just select and put a check mark to the left of Hearst. Or if you wanted to go ahead and select Meredith or really any parent company, you could go ahead and put a check mark to the left of that title and click Apply and Close, and then that would provide you with the publications for that particular parent company. You can also, I'm going to go ahead and hit reset here, you can also look up publications by SRDS classifications, which is really like a genre. So if you're looking for, let's say, magazines that have a health genre, or magazines about bridal or boating and yachting, that type of thing, you would just put a check mark to the left of the genre and click Apply and Close. And now you've got your list of magazines here. So you see these filters on the left-hand side help you kind of pick and choose and get a grouping of magazines that you may want to do further research on and pull those into the periodical analyzer. There's also another way that you can access magazines, and that's if maybe you just want one or two. So let's say you come in here and you're looking at one or two or three magazines. So I'll just start typing in a magazine, let's say like Allure. So I want to access Allure, and let's say I want to also access the Canadian title, Chatelaine. So I just start typing that in, and I'm putting a comma, no space in between. So just remember to put a comma, no space. So you see I've got my Allure, my Chatelaine, and comma, no space, and then let's do Taste of Home. And you do Allure, Chatelaine, Taste of Home. So you'll see I have a title, comma, no space, title, comma, no space. So here I've got all of my titles. So it's really just plugging these in. So I knew that I was looking at these three in particular. And so you can always do that. So it's either, you know, using your filters or go ahead and typing in those title names if you're really looking for a few specific titles. Now, something I wanted to mention, even though this is the periodical analyzer training, I'd like to mention brand view to you, and Taste of Home has a very nice brand view. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the name in blue. Now, brand view is just as the title suggests. It offers a very nice view of a publication's brand. So when you click on the name in blue, you get here this overview tab, and it presents to you the titles, covers here, and a nice paragraph about that title. The nice thing on the overview tab is that the titles media kit is featured right here on that first page. This is a very important piece of information that people are usually looking for a title. So that's really nice to have that access right here when you just click on that title's name in blue. Boom, you go right to that overview tab and you've got that media kit. Also, something that's relatively new to BrandView is a relationship we have with the MPA, and it's the tool MM360. So this is compiled monthly by the MPA, and it's sourced magazine data. And you can see here we've got graphs which are downloadable, and it gives you month-by-month information here. For those who have not activated BrandView, when you click on a title in blue, you will go directly to Reports Library. Everybody has Reports Library, and this is where your publisher statements and your audit reports are housed. So when you click on a title in blue, if you have BrandView, it'll go to the BrandView profile. If you do not, it'll go directly to Reports Library. And then you just access your statements by clicking on a report date here. And then in the window will come up your report. So you can access that report here, you can save it, or you can download it. That's up to you. So you'll see there's Taste of Home's publisher statement for December. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of Reports Library. So just remember, to access that BrandView or that PDF, just go ahead and click on the title in blue. So I'm going to go ahead and reset here. And I'm going to go back and select our magazine media. And I'm going to go ahead and go down, and I'm going to go to our parent company filter. And let's go ahead and click Advanced Magazine Publishers. I'm going to select that, and I'm going to go to Apply and Close. And let's say that I want to use this list on a pretty regular basis. So I want to save this list. So I want to show you, if you're using lists, let's say on a regular basis, and you're wanting to analyze them, I think Save List is a good way to go about making a step easier for you. So go ahead and select all the titles that you want on your list, click Save Lists, and here I'm going to name this Advanced Test, and I'm going to click Save. So any other day that you're going to come in and you're going to use this, I'm going to click Reset here. So let's say you come into the Media Intelligence Center and you want to access that advanced list. You go up to Manage Lists, Report Alerts. Here's my advanced test. So I go ahead and put a check mark to the left of it, and I click Retrieve. Here is my list of all of those magazines that I just selected. So just remember, get your list of magazines or titles, check them all, or select the box to the left of media property, click Save Lists, and save your list. Now, what I want to do here is also mention that these titles up here, media property, parent company, city, state type, these are all clickable, meaning they're sortable. So let's say that you wanted to sort by alphabetical order. You'll see here, once we click on this, my alphabetical order changed. Or let's say you had a list of publications and they had different cities or different states. You could click on these and they would be sortable. So just keep that in mind if you need to sort that front page and keep it by state or sort it by media property, that type of thing. So now I'm going to take all of these advanced magazine pubs and pull them into the periodical analyzer. Something important to mention, you have to select at least one title for that Analyze Data button to pop up. I frequently get calls about people who are asking, where is the periodical analyzer? You have to select at least one title to get Analyze Data to come up. But once we have our selected titles, we can click on Analyze Data. And when we click on that button, we see that there are a number of tabs available to us. We want to go to the periodical analyzer. Now, when we see the periodical analyzer, you can see there are a number of reports available to us here. So we're going to go over a few of the most popular reports today, but whenever you have time, come in here and play around in the reports. You can't screw up the data, you're not going to ruin anything, but go in there and see what there is to offer for these reports, because I think you'll be surprised about what it is that you can download into Excel and what it is that you can access. So the first report we're going to go over is Average Paid, Verified, and Analyzed Non-Paid Circulation. So when I click on this report, you'll see what happens is I get a window that pops up. And when the window pops up, it's going to provide me with a variety of categories that I can choose from for this report. There are only two that are grayed out. That means those two are automatically selected and pulled into your report. That's publication name and statement date. The rest, you can pick and choose what it is you want in your report. So that's including SRDS classification if you want, frequency. They do offer a single copy price. They have a total average paid and verified cert. You can break out your paid subscriptions, break out your verified subs, your single copy. You also can find rate base in this report, which a lot of people are looking for rate base and variance to rate base. You also have a select all selection if you'd like to receive everything. Some people want things broken down completely, and some people just kind of want that top line information. So for this instance, we'll select all, and then we'll click submit. Then you'll see our report is loading once we click submit, and you'll see your results here listed in the spreadsheet, and you'll see we had all of our categories selected. And if they are blank, that means that there is not a category for that particular magazine. So here, now that we've got our data, I'm going to click Export, and a box is going to pop up, and you can choose your preferred format right from here. Most people are going to choose Excel, and you click OK. And now your data is going to download directly into Excel. So you now will have your data in Excel. So you've chosen your paid, verified, analyzed, non-paid, and now you've got that data directly in Excel. So that's great for anything you want in Excel. So really you've taken that info that's from a publisher statement, because the data that's in the periodical analyzer is actually being pulled from the most recent publisher statement, the majority of the data. So here we click Enable Editing. I go ahead and delete our logo out of here because you know where our data came from. And I always increase the size of our column headers so you can read them more. And there you've got your content. Average paid, verified, analyzed, non-paid, circulation. So now we've got that data, and you've got your information in Excel. Now, to go over another one of the most popular reports, I'm going to go over the paid, verified, and analyzed non-paid by issue. So the difference between these two, this report, the very first report I'm just showing you, that's averages based on the publisher statement period. The by issue report for print and digital, that's actually giving you the issue by issue information. So that's giving you for each magazine, however many issues they had within that 6-month publisher statement period. Once again, when you select the actual name of the report, you get, once again, your choices on the categories you want in your report. So again, you can break out your paid subs, your verified subs, single copy sales, analyze non-paid, and your rate base. For this, I'm going to select all and click submit. So once again, you'll get your report, and remember, it works the same. Choose your report, click on it, choose the categories that you want in your report, and click on submit. And then it'll load for a few seconds depending on how many titles you have. It'll depend on how long that it loads. If you pull all magazines in, it's going to take a little bit longer. If you pull a few, it'll take a little bit less time. Here you'll see, if you look over here, Allure, this is giving you under issue date. You have every single issue listed here. And so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 within that 6-month statement period for Allure. And again, you'll go over all of those magazines that we pulled into the periodical analyzer. Again, if you want to export this into Excel, you simply click Export, choose your preferred format, and click OK. And that can be exported directly into Excel. Now, something I want to show you that is an important part of your analysis is historical publisher statement periods. I'm going to go ahead and click Add Historical Reports. When you click that button, you're not going to see a visible change to these reports, but you're going to notice it when you go back in the report. So I clicked on that button, and I'm going to go back into Average Paid, Verified, and Analyzed Non-Paid Circ Report. Now, when I click on that report, you'll see now that I've got up here a list of all of my publisher statement periods going back to 2009, because now I can pick and choose my current December and June statement period, but now I can also go back as far as to 2009. Now let's say I even wanted to do December over December for all of the years, or in all the publisher statement periods in here. I can do that. So I've gone from 2018 to 2009. Then I hit Select All, and I hit Submit. Now I'm getting the paid, verified, and analyzed non-paid data for all of those magazines for all December pub statement periods. And you can see here under statement date, we've got 2018, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, and so on. So this is a great way for you to do period over period analysis and see differences in circulation if you chose. And then simply export this directly into Excel. So remember, if you want to add historical periods, I'll just click on this again. It says Add Historical Reports. You'll notice when I don't have that selected and I click on a report, there's nothing up here. Once I select that button, that's when you can choose your historical publisher statement periods. Another report that I'd like to show you is Issues That Missed Rate Base. Now, this is a nice report because sometimes people want to access the issues within the publisher statement period that missed rate base. So rate base for a magazine is that circulation level that they have said that they would meet. So let's say for magazine A was 100,000. So saying that all of their issues within that publisher statement period are going to meet that 100,000. So here I'm going to select all. Again, when we click on the report name, we get to pick and choose our categories and click submit. Now, you can see here that of all of those magazines that we pulled in, only one publication missed its rate base, and it'll show you that issue date, and it'll show you the circulation and by how much it missed rate base. So it'll give you the total paid, verified, and analyzed non-paid, and it'll give you the rate base, and it'll give you the variance to that rate base. So, which is good. You see it's only one title here. So that's an important report right there for this. And you'll see that our magazines are pretty darn good at picking the rate base. So we'll close out of here. Another popular report, and it's a report that I call Nitty Gritty. And this is the supplemental analysis of average paid, verified, and analyzed non-paid circulation. And you realize in just a moment why I call it Nitty Gritty. When you click on this report, you have a ton of information to choose from here. Now, you may look at this and get a little intimidated. You don't have to use all of these categories, but sometimes people will come to me and say, where do I find partnership deductible information? It's in the supplemental analysis report. Where do I find my multi-title digital information? It's right here in supplemental analysis. Where do I find my sponsored sales? These are all things that I've received questions about. It's in that supplemental analysis of average paid, verified, and analyzed non-paid report. You can actually just go in and pick and choose these categories and go up here and click submit, or you can pick and choose an entire category by clicking the box to the left of that header. So if you just want paid subscriptions out of this report, you can select that. If you want to include verified and single copy, you can select that too. You can really pick and choose anything, or you can select all for this report. If you want all of that nitty-gritty, all of that information that you can get about a magazine, you can select all and you can click submit. So then you would get all of that information for that magazine. And you never know, you may want to get all of that information. Some people will want as much as they can, and there's some people that just want that top level. And again, you just export that data and download it. It all works the same, and you'll start to get the rhythm of how these reports work. Probably one of the most popular reports we have is our geographic analysis report. This is our circulation by state. So this is a real popular report with our clients. And this, again, to access, you just click on that name, geographic analysis. And again, this window pops up and you get to pick and choose what you want in your report. The grayed out checks are automatically by default included in your report. So you can pick and choose to break out your paid subs by print and digital issue, or just pick total paid subs. Same with verified, or just pick total verified. You can break out your single copy sales, or just pick a total, or you can just pick out your total circulation. Up to you completely, and then we click submit. So here's where you're going to get your breakouts, what we call your geo breakouts. This is your circulation by state. And here you'll see as I scroll over, it also includes your U.S. region. So you'll have your geo classification, which is your state, and your U.S. region. As a reminder, digital is not broken out by state. You'll see that as an aggregate in one line. So you'll get this information here and you just export it, choose your preferred format, and then you click OK. And now you've got your geo data right in Excel. And you'll see here for all of those advanced titles we pulled in, all of their geo data is available here. So you've got all of this at your fingertips. And you can really access any of this information. We've got DMA reports. Another popular report is our 5-year trend analysis. That takes, I told you that all of this, the majority of the data in the periodical analyzer is being pulled from pub statements. 5-year analysis combines the June and December pub statement and pulls year-over-year trends. That's a great quick report to use to give you a 5-year trend. So a couple tips to give you as we close out in this last 5 minutes. A couple things, and some people will like to use this and some people won't. It's up to you. It's up to you how detailed you want to get into the periodical analyzer. And the first one is formatting within the report. You can either format within the report or you can format once you get into Excel. So I'm going to choose average paid, verified, and analyzed non-paid report. And I'll just select all here. You know what, actually, I'm going to add historical reports. So let's do that first. Add historical reports, and we'll choose this report. And I'm going to pick a few historical periods here. And this is a great tool, again, to use. And I'll just select all for this example, and we'll click Submit. So prior to exporting, you can do formatting in here. It is available to you. So for instance, let's say I wanted to format on statement date. I'll just click on the blue quadrant here, the square, statement date. I click on this down arrow, and I click on group, and I click add a group. And we'll group using individual values, and I'll click OK. So what that does is now it has grouped all June 30th, 2015 together, and it is grouped here December 31st, 2015, and now I have added groups to all of my titles. Now I can export this and my formatting will come through in Excel. So I can do that. So you can, again, export into Excel and do your formatting, or you can go ahead and do that here. You can also do, go to your total. Let's go to total paid, verified, and analyzed non-paid, and you can sort ascending or descending. Click to sort descending. And now you're going to get your total, and you'll see we've got our highest right here at the top. So these are just a couple ideas if you would like to do formatting, and then you can export this right into Excel. So that's just a little bit of the formatting that you can do here. There's also something called Save Design. So for Save Design, it's really like saving a template report. It's like saying, I picked a report and I want to save this template because I want to pull in some other newspapers, excuse me, some other periodicals in the future, and I want to really use this template. So remember, we have our advanced magazines. So I'm going to go ahead and use our average paid, verified, and analyzed non-paid circulation. And actually, I'm going to deselect add historical reports because we're just going to use the most recent available, most recent pub statement period. And we'll select all and click submit. So now up here on the left, you're going to see a down arrow. And it's going to say Save Design. I want to click on that. And you're going to want to here pick either the newspaper or the periodical file. We want to click Periodicals. And this is where you're going to want to name your file. So we'll just say Advanced Test. And then we'll click Enter. So what that did was we picked the average paid, verified, and analyzed non-paid circulation, and we chose the categories we wanted. And if you look down here, scroll to the bottom, and under User Design Reports, I have Advanced Test. So let's say in a different time I came into the MIC, I'm going to click Reset, and I've got magazines, but I'm going to pick a different parent company. Let's say I want to pull in Meredith. Choose that, click Apply and Close. Now I'm going to select all of those titles, click Analyze Data, and I'm going to go into the Periodical Analyzer. Now I can just go down and click on my report, And I'm going to do overwrite existing report with new members. And I'm going to use the save report dates. The important thing to remember about this is, let's say I was going to use this template 6 months from now. I can use the most current date, meaning it would update the template with the most current date. But since I know I just created it, I'm going to use my save report date. And there's my report. So what it did was it really saved the template, but I could put in all my new magazine titles here. So just a couple quick tips to show you in case you would like to use them. Not everybody will want to use them, but it might be something you find helpful. So that is our Media Intelligence Center periodical training. One last reminder, send me an email or give me a call up here under For Support. You'll see an MI Center at auditedmedia.com or this 877 number. It's at the top of the page. Whenever you need help, just shoot me an email, give me a call. I'm happy to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining me today, and have a very nice evening.